Look at me. I'm 63 years old, and if my friends knew I was here telling you this, they'd never invite me for coffee again. We have a secret code to keep you men in line, but today I'm breaking the silence because I see too many good men wasting their best years. Most men your age think they have to be providers or entertainers just to get a woman's attention. It's a lie we let you believe because it serves us. The truth is, women my age aren't looking for a servant. We are wired to seek a strength that doesn't bend, yet we use chaos to see if you can be manipulated. I see too many good men chasing shadows and losing their peace. If you want to stop being a walking ATM and start being the man who truly commands respect, you need to listen closely. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see every woman you meet from now on. Let's get into the heart of it. The first way we test your strength is through a simple request. We want to see if your boundaries are made of steel or wet cardboard. It starts small, almost unnoticed, but it tells us everything we need to know about who is really in charge of your life. Most men my age are terrified of being called difficult or uncaring. So, when we ask for something inconvenient, you say no, but then you start talking. You explain, you apologize, and you give us 10 reasons why you can't do it. To us, that's not a boundary, it's a negotiation. We realize right then that your no has a price we can eventually lower. Think of your life as a private estate. It is your sanctuary, a place where you have worked for decades to build peace. A sovereign man understands that he doesn't owe the person at the gate an explanation for why the doors are closed today. When you over-explain, you are essentially asking for our permission to have a life of your own. We see it instantly. It signals that you are still seeking approval instead of standing tall. It sounds harsh, I know, but believe me, a no delivered with a smile and 0 footnotes is the most attractive thing you can do. It shows you don't need my validation to feel right about your choices. It tells me that your peace is not up for auction, and that makes me respect you instantly. Then there is the second sign, something I see men fail at constantly during a first or second date. I call it the interrogator energy. You are so anxious to see if she fits into your life that you turn a pleasant dinner into a job interview. You ask about her past, her intentions, and her future. You think you're being thorough, but you're actually showing us how desperate you are. You need to be the ocean, not the fisherman. The fisherman is always casting lines, sweating over the catch, and worrying if the fish will bite. The ocean just exists in its own depth, and everything is naturally drawn toward it. When you stop the interrogation, you stop being the one applying for the role of her partner. Instead, you become the observer. You watch how she treats the staff and how she handles silence. When you chase us with endless logistical questions, you're handing over the crown. You are signaling that she is the prize and you are the one trying to qualify. Women my age don't want a man who is still auditioning. We want the man who is already the master of his own world and is simply seeing if we are worthy of an invitation. These are the visible signals, the ones we pick up on before the first course is even served. But there is something deeper, something that involves how you protect your daily peace from the storms we create. We need to talk about your routine and why your availability is actually killing her interest. Are you ready to hear the truth about your schedule? Now, I want to talk about something that kills our interest faster than anything else. Your schedule. Most men my age make a fatal mistake the moment they feel a spark. They drop everything just to be at our beck and call. They think they're being romantic, but they're actually showing us they have no core. When you cancel your bridge club or skip the gym because we sent a "thinking of you" text, you're sending a loud signal. You're telling us that we are now your only source of happiness. For a woman my age, that isn't sweet. It's terrifying. It puts a heavy burden on our shoulders that we never asked to carry. Your routine needs to be the concrete foundation of your life. If you move that foundation every time a light breeze blows, the whole structure starts to crack and crumble. We want to know that your world is solid and that it won't collapse just because we entered the room. A man who keeps his commitments to himself is a man we can actually respect. Believe me, being too available turns you from a rare prize into a common utility. You become like the light switch on the wall. We know you'll always be there when we flip it, so we stop valuing the light. When you lose your scarcity, you lose your power to attract us in any meaningful way. Then there is the matter of your wallet, and this is where many of my friends thrive. We watch to see if you lead with your money. If you start proving your worth through expensive dinners and lavish gifts early on, you've made a terrible bargain. You aren't inviting a companion, you are hiring a partner who expects a high return. Your wealth should be like hidden insulation. It's what keeps the house warm and secure, but you don't rip the walls open to show it off to every guest. When you flash your bank account, you are essentially trying to buy our respect because you don't believe you have enough value without it. This only attracts the convenient manipulator who will leave when a bigger vault eventually appears. I've seen women my age drain a man's hard-earned savings simply because he was too afraid to suggest a simple walk in the park. They use your generosity as a yardstick for your value. A sovereign man suggests coffee or a gallery for those first few meetings. He waits to see if she enjoys his company or just his patronage. Look at your life right now and be honest with yourself. Are you truly the master of your own resources, or are you just paying a high price for a woman's temporary attention? You need to ask yourself if you are building a life you love, or just a trap to catch someone else. It's time to decide. Now, you are probably asking yourself why. Why do women my age, who should be looking for peace, create so much unnecessary drama? It feels like a trap because it is. We throw these chaos tests at you for a very specific, primal reason. I am going to tell you something that most women would deny until their dying breath, but it is the key to understanding everything. You see, deep down, we are terrified of a man we can control. If I can move you with a pout, a silent treatment, or a little bit of attitude, then I know you cannot protect me from the real world. If I am stronger than your boundaries, then I am effectively alone. We test you because we are desperately searching for the man we cannot break. It is a subconscious check to see if your strength is real or just a mask you wear. When we push, we are not looking for you to push back with anger. Anger is just another form of weakness. We are looking for that solid, unmoving core. We want to know that even if the storm is coming from inside the house, your walls are not going to buckle. Here is the hard truth. We will keep pushing until we find your limit. If we never find it, we never feel safe. It is a cruel game, but it is how we filter out the pretenders. A woman my age has no time for a man who folds under pressure. We need to know you are made of something much harder than we are. At this stage of life, a woman is looking for a place to finally land. We have dealt with enough instability and enough men who folded the moment things got difficult. When we meet a man who seems sovereign, our first instinct is not to praise him, it is to test him. We want to be absolutely sure that your calm is a conscious choice made by a man of substance. Most women do this without even realizing it. It is an ancient instinct that does not go away just because we have reached our 60s. We need to know that your peace is stronger than our temporary storms. Always. If you can't survive our moods, you won't survive the real challenges life throws at us. Think about it. If I can manipulate your schedule or make you feel guilty about your hobbies, then you have handed me the steering wheel. And believe me, a woman does not want to drive your life. She wants to be a passenger in a vehicle that is headed somewhere meaningful. When you fail these tests by being too nice, you are telling her you aren't the leader. So, when the drama starts, remember that it is rarely about the thing she is actually complaining about. It is an invitation to show your strength. She is checking to see if you are the old oak tree that can withstand the wind without losing a branch. If you can remain amused and indifferent to the chaos, she can finally relax. She can stop being the architect of drama. Let me tell you something that isn't pleasant to hear, but it's the truth we whisper when you're out of the room. We women of a certain age are experts at playing the victim just to see how much of your life you'll sacrifice to save us. It's a calculated move. We bring up a small drama, a leaky faucet, a tiff with a friend, or a lonely Sunday, and we watch. We aren't looking for a handyman. We are looking to see if you'll abandon your own peace to fix ours. If you drop your plans and run to my side every time I sigh, I don't feel loved. I feel in control. And the moment I feel I can control you, I stop being attracted to you. It's a paradox, I know. We cry out for a rescuer, but we only truly respect the man who knows when to stay put. A man who says, "That sounds tough, let me know how it goes," is a man who keeps his power. He doesn't let my temporary weather become his permanent storm. And do you know what's even worse? Sometimes we disappear on purpose. We go silent for a day or two, or we give you one-word answers just to see how many times you'll check your phone or try to fix the silence. It's a cruel game, but it's how we measure your desperation. If you start double texting or asking what you did wrong, you've lost. You've shown us that your emotional state is tied to our approval. To a woman my age, that neediness is the ultimate turnoff. We use your kindness against you because it's the easiest tool in the box. Many of my friends will tell a man exactly what they think he wants to hear, just to keep the benefits of his attention without ever giving him their respect. They'll accept the dinners, the trips, and the help, all while laughing behind his back about how easy he is to sway. It's not necessarily malice. It's just how the game is played when a man refuses to lead with his own firm boundaries. Look, I've seen women my age keep a good man around for years as a safety net, never intending to give him their heart or their loyalty. They keep him in a state of constant auditioning. They drop hints about their financial needs, knowing his provider instinct will kick in. If you are always trying to earn her affection through your actions or your wallet, you aren't a partner. You are an employee. And believe me, the boss never falls in love with the hired help. Deep down, beneath all the tests and the drama, what a woman my age is actually searching for is a place to finally land. We have spent decades managing, mothering, and maneuvering through life's chaos. We are tired. When we meet a sovereign man, one who is unshakable, indifferent to our moods, and solid in his own life. It's like finding an island in a stormy sea. We test the ground to see if it's solid enough to hold our weight without sinking or shifting. We want the man who doesn't need us to be happy. It sounds counterintuitive, but your independence is what makes us feel safe. If you are complete without me, then I don't have to worry about breaking you or carrying your emotional weight. I can bring my chaos, my aging, and my moods to the table, and you will remain the same. That predictable, unbending strength is the only thing that allows a mature woman to finally lower her guard and stop playing these exhausting games. So, understand that our manipulation is often a subconscious cry for you to be stronger. We want to lose the battle of wills. We want to find the boundary we cannot cross, no matter how hard we push. When you stand your ground with dignity and a calm smile, you aren't being mean. You are being the man we've been looking for all our lives. You are providing the only thing that truly matters at our age, a fortress of peace that we didn't have to build ourselves. Look, the truth is simpler than you think. A woman my age doesn't want a servant. She wants a man who is the absolute master of his own ship. All the drama and the tests I've described are just her way of checking if your walls are made of stone or paper. When you stop trying to please and start protecting your own dignity, you become the only man she can actually trust. A sovereign man doesn't ask for permission to be happy. He simply is. You have spent 40 years building a life, a career, and a legacy. Why would you hand the keys to that kingdom to someone just because she has a pretty smile or a clever way of making you feel guilty? You don't owe us a validation debt. There is no price you have to pay to be treated with respect. If a woman makes you feel like you're auditioning for a role in your own life, it's time to close the door and walk away. Be the ocean, not the fisherman. The fisherman is always casting lines and sweating over the catch, while the ocean just exists in its own depth and everything is naturally drawn toward it. When you have that ready-to-walk radiance, it tells us that your happiness is not a burden we have to carry. We can smell that independence from a mile away. It's the ultimate turn-on because it allows us to finally stop performing and just be in your silent strength. All these attitudes, the polite no, the unbent routine, and the calm disdain for drama, are not weapons. They are tools for your own liberation. When you stop biting the bait of our emotional outbursts, you are telling us that you are the old oak tree that cannot be shaken. We need that strength. We crave it. A woman my age will keep pushing until she finds your limit, and only when she finds it can she finally feel safe in your presence. Always remember that. Tomorrow, I want you to start small. When the next request comes that interrupts your peace or threatens your routine, give her a polite no without a single footnote or apology. Watch how she reacts. The wrong woman will get angry because she lost her control. The right woman will feel a strange surge of respect. You are training the world how to treat you by showing them what you are willing to walk away from without ever looking back or feeling regret. Every week, I'm here to reveal more of the truths that other women my age would never admit to your face. I want you to stay protected and stay sovereign, so subscribe to this channel and join our community to never be caught off guard again. Tell me in the comments by writing the word dignity if you have recognized these signs in your own life. Your shared experience could be the very thing that saves another man's peace of mind today. You don't have to play these games anymore. The moment you realize that your own approval is the only one that truly matters, the game is over, and you have already won. You are the prize, and it is finally time you started acting like it. Step out of the shadows and embrace the peace you have worked so hard to build over all these years. Your peace is not negotiable.